Shout out today goes to mjuza349. You get a shout out, man, so go check him out. So the other week I went to the aquarium with a couple friends of mine from church. We had a blast, but I thought I'd do a little bit of an interesting video here. So as I filmed some of the critters in the aquarium, I thought of doing a little dialogue. What do you mean by that? So in this video, I'm going to talk about all the predatory fish we've seen in the aquarium. This is sort of like giving me river monster vibes. I feel like Jeremy Wade. I love river monsters. Always watched it when I was younger. But anyways, let's get down to it. So the first fish you see right here is a gar. Sure, this guy you see looks pretty cute, but he's nothing compared to his bigger relatives, such as the alligator gar. Unlike the gar we see here in the aquarium, the alligator gar is much bigger and gets its name due to its snout resembling that of an alligator. And both the alligator and this fish share the same territory. They're found in the Gulf coastal plain from the how do I pronounce this? Icanifian River in Florida, west and south to Veracruz, Mexico. Now, alligator gar have been known to grow pretty massive. I mean, check out the size of this one here. That's a big boy. And not only do these fish get big, but they have razor-sharp teeth that can cut through you. And sharing the same aquarium with this guy, we see a little sturgeon. Now, sturgeon are pretty big fish as well. What's pretty cool about these fish is that they grow these sharp bony spikes on their body. It's almost like armor. Just imagine biting into this guy. Those spikes will pretty much poke through your mouth. Another fun fact is that sturgeon used to be around the same time as dinosaurs. Earliest sturgeon fossils date to the late Cretaceous period. That's pretty cool. Some sturgeon range from subtropical to subarctic waters in North America and Eurasia. In North America, they range along the Atlantic coast from the Gulf of Mexico to Newfoundland, including the Great Lakes. I remember seeing an episode of River Monsters where Jeremy caught a giant sturgeon in Alaska. And there was also another type of sturgeon that lives somewhere in Russia. I think that one was called the Kaluga sturgeon. I have to look back on that episode. They're also found along the Russian-Chinese border on Sakhalin Island. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll put it in the... And here we have an alligator snapping turtle. Not a fish, but is a predator. These turtles grow extremely big. These guys have a razor-sharp beak that can snap through your arm like scissors cutting through paper. And the reason they're called alligator snapping turtles is because these guys go after alligators. Yeah, that's how hardcore they are. Oh, and as we pass by the salmon, we see this one salmon right here. He looks like he's had a long day. And here we have another aquatic predator, a pike. Now, pike are pretty bold fish. They've been known to go after animals larger than themselves. I've heard of a pike that tried to attack a dog. I've seen some videos of pike going after animals like frogs, ducks. They're even known to go after other pike. And just like some of the other fish we saw before, these guys are known to grow really big. Just look at the size of this one. He looks like he could fit that guy's arm in his mouth. And here we get a good look at the teeth of a pike. Yeah, they got pretty sharp teeth. Not only do they have sharp teeth, but they got the attitude for going after whatever they want. And here we see an otter swimming around. Now we know otters are cute and adorable, but don't let that fool you. These guys are considered predators. Now the otters you see here in the aquarium might not go after people, but wait till you hear about this guy. The giant river otter. A South American native creature. It is the longest member of the weasel family, reaching up to 1.8 meters. Now that's a pretty big animal. These otters grow much bigger than the ones we're more familiar with. I'm trying to find an image so you guys can get a sense of how big these guys are. But I imagine they're somewhere around this size compared to a person. Anyways, what makes these otters pretty interesting is that they don't just go after fish, they've been known to go after caiman. Yeah, that's right, this otter eats the cousin of a crocodile. Oh, check it out, we have an image of one going after a snake. Now, if that doesn't make this guy hardcore, I don't know what does. But coming up right here, we have a predator that went extinct millions of years ago, but he's still going in the category. Here we have the mosasaur. Now, you guys know I love prehistoric creatures, and the mosasaur definitely goes on that list. The mosasaur was the top predator of the ocean in its time, going up against other predators like the Ginsu shark and countless others. Not only did this guy have speed on his side, but he also had the teeth to go up against anything. Teeth that could cut through flesh. Not only did he have teeth here in the mouth, but this guy also had teeth on the roof of his mouth. See that right there? Not sure if you guys know this, but I actually own a mosasaur tooth. 2 of them actually. One from Dinosaur Ridge, and the other was a birthday present. Alright, here I got both teeth right here. This tooth I got from Dinosaur Ridge. This one, my sister gave me for my birthday. Obviously I can tell which is which because this one has this clumpy thing on. But I think you can tell by looking at the teeth here, the mosasaur was a force to be reckoned with in the ocean. I can just imagine a mosasaur going after a person and just ripping him apart. And unlike Jurassic World, mosasaurs do not get that big. But they are pretty big creatures compared to a person. So if you were ever stuck in the water with a mosasaur, try to get to land as fast as you can, because if not, you're a goner. Oh, well, look, we're on the beach right here. It looks like someone left a cooler. Oh, look, we have a lighthouse ahead. Oh, and it looks like someone parked next to a giant nest of some sort. Next up, we have the stingray. Now, some of you might think stingrays aren't predators, but they are. They can defend themselves against predators, but these guys, they eat other fish. Now, some of you guys might not know this, but sharks and stingrays, yeah, they're in the same family. They both share the same type of skin that looks smooth when you touch it or pet it, but when you look at it under a microscope, it's like sharp scales. Now, what makes stingrays so dangerous is that on the end of their tail, they have this bony barb that comes out. And if that were to jab you in the foot, that barb would inject you with some venom. Now, for most stingrays, it'd probably be like being stung by a bee. But if you were stung by a really venomous stingray, you'd be in some pretty big trouble. And next up, we see an eel right here. Now, there are different types of eels around the world. Now, just look at the mouth of that eel. You might not be able to see it, but this eel has teeth that can crush its prey. Eels like to hide in caves to hide from other fish, and I believe they like to ambush their prey when they least expect it. I have heard of this one incident where a man had his finger bitten off by an eel. Yeah, that eel mistook his hand for a treat, and the consequences ended horribly. I mean, the guy survived the attack, but he lost a finger in the process. So if you're ever diving and you see an eel, try to stay clear from him. And also wear gloves so your fingers don't look like the food that they eat. And next up we see one of my friends in a big air bubble. Oh, and look at this, we have another fish. This guy is a grouper. I'm sure some of you know about groupers. They grow to be really massive fish. And not only are groupers massive, but they have a really large mouth that can suck up food like a vacuum. Now, I've seen video of fishermen catching really large groupers. But imagine coming across a grouper that's large enough to swallow a man whole. That would be pretty terrifying if I say so myself. Next up, we go back in freshwater, where we meet a group of predators that rip their prey apart. You know them, I know them, meet the piranhas. Now, piranhas don't really attack people unless someone were to step on their nest and disturb them. But piranhas can be pretty dangerous if you don't handle them the right way. Not only are their teeth sharp, but they can cut through flesh. I actually saw this video of a piranha that bit through a wire with just one bite. Now, there are lots of movies about piranhas that made them pretty terrifying, but piranhas don't usually go after people. They usually just go after fish or other animals. But since they are predatory fish, I guess I could add them here on the count. Piranhas are scary! And a quick break to look at this cool looking lizard.
Guys, look! We found buried treasure! It's all ours!
And here's another predator of the ocean. You guys might not be able to see it because of the lighting, but in that tank there's an octopus. Now, octopus are pretty cool creatures. Not only are they predatory, but they're able to camouflage, blending in with the environment. That way you can't see them until they get ya. Now, unlike most of the creatures we saw, this guy is an invertebrate. What does that mean? It means this guy has no bone in his body, except for this beak that he uses to chomp up his prey. Now, since this guy doesn't have any bones, he can squeeze through tight spaces easily. And also, he has 8 pairs of tentacles to grip onto whatever he can. And those suction cuffs under his tentacles help his grip out easily. Just imagine trying to escape the grasp of this creature. And as we see these divers right here coming in the tank, we come across one of our final creatures. One of the most feared predators in the ocean. We have the shark. Sharks have been around for a really long time, longer than man. Oh, and look, there's a barracuda. We got different types of sharks here, but these sharks are nothing compared to the king of all sharks. And I'm not talking about the great white. Oh no, we're talking about the shark that's even bigger than him. That's right, I'm talking about the megalodon. A shark that was so big it hunted whales. And check this out, I got a megalodon tooth right here. Now, megalodon might be extinct, but I have heard there are some sightings that suggest this shark didn't go extinct like everyone thought it did. Oh no! I think that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you all later. Now, would any of the aquarium fish like to say goodbye? Don't touch me or I'll bite you, sonny. Goodbye, everybody. See you guys later. Goodbye. Oh, bye, everybody. I guess I'll say goodbye to everyone. Bye!